While in Ocean City for a State's Attorneys Association conference, I sat down with Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates to talk about his juvenile crime concerns and what he wants to see from the new leader of DJS. Do you believe that the replacement of Vincent Sheraldi at the Department of Juvenile Services came too late?
Well, I put it like this. I think not just myself, but the organization, State's Attorneys Association, we were talking and we had brought up the issue about it was time for replacement. At the end of the day, I'm not going to second guess the decision of the governor, but this is an issue that I think myself and my colleagues had witnessed a while ago.
What are you looking forward to now that there is an acting secretary, Betsy Fox Tolentino? What are you hoping that she brings to the department?
Well, look, we're cautiously optimistic, but we also want to make sure that they have a robust plan for services for the young people. Not just saying it, but doing it. Having DJS, through a policy, tweak some of their policies. For instance, when a young person is arrested, and it could be a crime of violence or a handgun, those types of felonies, under the way the system is, that young person could possibly see the court within 2 days. However, DJS, we've realized, was releasing some of these young people before seeing the court. They would say, hey, come back tomorrow. Some of the young people just weren't coming back. And so now we would hope that DJS would change their policy, and their policy would be every single young person that has one of these felony-style cases, a violent felony or a handgun case, would in fact be held until the judge could see them. We feel if this one little tweak could happen, then we think that we could hopefully move in the right direction and holding young people accountable.
During your speech, you said that one of the things that you want to do as president of the association moving forward is speak up more and have a bigger presence in Annapolis moving forward. And you said that when bad laws are passed, it impacts everybody, especially when it comes to the juvenile justice system. What bad laws are you talking about?
I think everybody needs to understand the quote-unquote elephant in the room, direct file. So a juvenile could technically be charged with murder or attempt murder or a rape or a felony, and it would be in juvenile court. We would never know the outcome of what happened to that case. And this is a case that would greatly impact the community.
City State's Attorney Ivan Bates is talking about starting most cases in the juvenile court system instead of the current system of violent cases starting in adult court. It's been a priority for the Legislative Black Caucus and was pushed this last General Assembly session. Bates says the current Department of Juvenile Services is not equipped to handle the number of kids now, let alone more if all cases were sent to DJS.
DJS had their act together. If they had great services, great program, they had a history and a track record of even great turning these young people around. They had placement centers that were longer than, say, 2 months or 6 months, but they had placement centers that could potentially be there 2, 3, 4, 5 years to hold young people accountable, to give them the service they need. Then this would be a different question. There's a lot of problems, a number of issues. We need to make sure DJS, the new secretary, has the opportunity to fix the system. There's a lot of work. Now, we definitely applaud Governor Moore because he's done a lot to try to get the system up to speed.
One of the things that Vincent Sheraldi also said was one of his regrets on his way out the door was that he wasn't able to end mass incarceration in the state. Do you believe Maryland is on track for mass incarceration?
I think Mr. Schiraldi has a skewed view of what mass incarceration is. What I know is this. Look, many people know I was a criminal defense attorney. So I've seen and understood what mass incarceration would look like. You know, a person with marijuana, next thing you know, we're sending them in jail for a year. You know, things like that. But sending violent offenders, who repeat violent offenders, to jail, that does not constitute mass incarceration. If Mr. Schiraldi was more of a partner with the prosecutors across the state, this would have been a different conversation with him.
Well, that's one of the things the governor said that he's looking forward to and he wants the next secretary to do, is to build those relationships, and for acting Secretary Tolentino to build the partnership with the prosecutors, with the law enforcement leaders across the state. What does that partnership look like to you?
Well, the partnership, you have to sit down, you have to talk, you have to understand we may not agree on everything, but what can we agree on? What are the basic tenets that we agree on? Number one is simple. We love children because they're our children. They're our future.
Other states' attorneys are also expressing concern about juvenile crime in their jurisdictions. Howard County State's Attorney Rich Gibson argues DJS leadership contributed to issues statewide.
So everyone is concerned about juvenile crime. There's no one in this role as prosecutors that's not concerned about juvenile crime. It isn't an urban issue or a suburban issue or rural issue. It's an everywhere issue. And everyone believes that we need more resources, and everyone believes that we were heading in the wrong direction because the philosophy at the head was wrong.
Some states' attorneys say they want to see more programs and services for young offenders. They're hoping DJS's new secretary can bring those changes to the justice system. Hey, I'm Mackenzie Frost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out Fox Baltimore on all of our social media pages for more videos just like this.